In the Filters tab, this is where the data on the remedies and the tests that were an issue are stored. You also have 4 search options. The Products button allows you to simply search for any specific product. So if you wanted to look for a drainage remedy, you simply type in drainage and click search, and it will search the entire database, and you'll notice that there's 15 items in here that deal with drainage. Now, if I want to pick a drainage remedy or any product from a specific company, I can go into the Select Category option and scroll through the master list to identify which company I want to work with, and then I could search for drainage remedies in just that company. And in this case, you see that there was no items found. But this function allows you to select where you want to look for specific products. Once you have found those products, you now have the option, you can click on them and read the description and manually add them to the hold tank, or more effective is you can click the scan button. It will load up all of those products, and then those products will be sent into the patient's body, and their body will pick the best remedy out of those choices. And you can see this mucolytic drainage was the option that the body selected as most effective. We also, in the search options, we can look at any specific symptoms to help with acute symptoms. This is wonderful. Let's say your patient has diarrhea. You can type in diarrhea, search for all the products that address diarrhea, and you'll notice in this case there's 96. Again, I can either click on them and manually select, or more effective is click the scan option. The patient would then hold the electrodes. It would load up all those options. Those signatures are sent into their body, and it would select the best one. And then we close this, and you can see for diarrhea, this remedy here was of most value. So any acute symptoms, flus, fevers, even some type of allergies, this is a wonderful feature. Now, we have an option here to look at one item. This is very helpful if they have a known pathogen. Let's say, for instance, this patient we know has streptococcus. So we can type in strep, and it will pull up all the different forms of strep. And we can select one, and then click the test button. The patient would hold the electrodes, and it will calibrate, and then at the bottom of this pop-up window, you see it will give the result. In this case, the result was red, saying this item is only of value for symptom or maintenance. It's not going to correct anything. So we could try another one, click the test button, and repeat the process, and we can go through and see which specific nosode to help the body destroy the pathogen is needed. This is a wonderful feature, especially for patients that have candida or other pathogens that affect multiple systems. So you can see this one is of direct value in correcting the core or causal chain issues, and so we simply add it to the hold tank. And if you desire, you can continue testing the rest of the list to see if there's more than one that would be of value. This is also a neat feature if you want to test specific homeopathic singles, such as Lycopodium. You could pull up Lycopodium and test it, or Natrum muriaticum, or Spongiatosta, or any specific single item you want to test. The other benefit of this is if you have added items into the system in the custom list area, you can then go in and search for this item and test it individually for specific remedies that you've put into the system that you found of value. Now, one of the nice features here is this filters function. And let me show you how this works. If we click back on the baseline tab, you will notice that the lymphatic system didn't fully respond to the remedies in the hold tank. So we want to find an additional remedy for this system. So in my Filters tab, I click on the Filters button and I would type in baseline. Click Search, and it brings up a list of all the organs and systems that we previously tested. And in this case, we want to click lymphatic system. If there were other systems that didn't respond, we would simply click those as well. Once they're selected, we then click the scan button. The patient holds the electrodes, and it loads up specific remedies for that system, organ, or gland, places it in the hold tank, and if we close this pop-up window, you will see the baseline. This remedy came up to help with the lymphatic system, and here's its description. Now, in the hold tank area, you can stretch the description field up or down if it's a big description. And similar to the baseline area, if they've got specific symptoms, you can highlight them, right-click, and copy the text to your notes. And Control-N brings up your notes to see what you've copied in. Obviously, you'd probably want to put the date, and if you want to change the font for bigger font or stretch this screen, you can adjust it in any manner to store your client notes.